They used to laugh at it, called it a backup gun, a purse pistol, the round you carry when you have no better option. But what if .380 ACP was never the problem, just misunderstood? In 2025, a wave of new ammunition technology is rewriting everything we thought we knew about this so-called mouse gun. Modern loads are hitting harder, penetrating deeper, and disrupting tissue more violently than some 9mm hollow points. In this video, we're counting down 7 overlooked .380 ACP rounds that don't just match 9mm. They sometimes stop threats faster. We're talking real-world gel results, real velocity numbers, and real reasons why more serious shooters are switching to .380. If you think .380 is weak, this video might change what's in your holster. Subscribe to Firepower, and let's get started. If there's one round that single-handedly changed the reputation of .380 ACP, it's this one. Underwood's Xtreme Defender takes the radical Lehigh defense design, a solid copper bullet with sharp, fluted channels, and pushes it to +P velocity. This 68-grain projectile doesn't expand like a traditional hollow point. Instead, those flutes displace soft tissue outward, creating violent pressure waves that tear a wide wound cavity from the inside out. What makes it lethal? The numbers don't lie. Out of a micro-compact pistol, like the Ruger LCP Max, it clocks speeds around 1,250 feet per second, delivering nearly 296 foot-pounds of energy. That's well into 9mm territory, out of a pistol small enough to disappear in your pocket. But here's where it gets even more impressive. Gel tests through heavy denim show consistent penetration of 14 to 15 inches. That's FBI standard depth with zero expansion failure and no jacket to peel or clog. This bullet stays intact, stays on track, and keeps pushing. Nickel-plated brass and a smooth ogive mean it feeds flawlessly, even in finicky pocket pistols known to choke on traditional hollow points. It's also lead-free, making it a smart choice for indoor ranges and long-term storage. At around $1.20 per round, it's not cheap. But for those who carry a .380 and want it to hit like a heavyweight, this load delivers performance that redefines the caliber. This isn't a backup load, it's a full-power defensive solution, built for control, consistency, and real-world stopping power. Don't let the price fool you. Norma's NXD is one of the best-kept secrets in the .380 world. This 56-grain copper polymer projectile is shaped with 3 aggressive flutes designed for one thing: rapid fluid displacement. That means, instead of relying on expansion, it creates a shockwave effect, tearing through soft tissue and making a bigger mess than many hollow points ever could. Velocity? This round screams out of the barrel at around 1,280 feet per second, translating to just over 200 foot-pounds of energy. It's fast, clean-burning, and designed to maximize performance in short-barreled pistols like the Glock 42 or Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0. In gel tests, it consistently reaches the FBI's 12-inch minimum, even through heavy clothing, while producing impressive radial damage in the first half of its path. That's ideal for close-quarters defense where every inch matters. And unlike traditional hollow points, the NXD doesn't clog. Its FMJ-like profile helps it chamber smoothly in pistols known for being picky, offering real reliability in real-world conditions. Cost? Often just 50 cents to 90 cents per round. That's nearly half the price of other boutique rounds with similar performance. And that makes it one of the most accessible high-performance loads for .380 users on a budget. If you're running a lightweight .380 for deep concealment and don't want to gamble on outdated ammo, Norma's NXD might be your best all-around carry load. Fast, barrier blind, and easy on your wallet. The name says it all, Xtreme Penetrator. This is where .380 ACP stops being a mouse gun and starts punching like it means it. Underwood took Lehigh Defense's radical bullet design, a 90-grain solid copper slug with sharply fluted channels, and pushed it to +P speeds. The result? A defensive round that hits harder, cuts deeper, and stays on target, no matter what's in the way. Clocking in at around 1,200 feet per second, this load generates nearly 290 foot-pounds of energy, more than many standard pressure 9mm loads. And it doesn't just look good on paper. In gel tests, it drives straight through 12 to 18 inches of calibrated ballistic gel, even through denim, drywall, or bone analogs. That fluted nose, it's not just for show. It displaces soft tissue in a controlled, spiraling pattern, creating a devastating permanent cavity without relying on expansion. No petals to peel, no jacket to separate, no clogging risk. And because the bullet has an FMJ-like profile, it feeds reliably, even in compact .380 pistols, like the Ruger LCP Max, SIG P238, or Glock 42, guns where traditional hollow points often jam. One word of caution, this is a +P round. While most modern .380 pistols can handle it, always check your gun's manual. If your platform is up to spec, though, this is serious fight-stopping performance in a tiny package. At nearly $2 per round, it's not cheap. But when your life's on the line, this isn't where you cut corners. If you want your .380 to behave like a full-power defensive cartridge, Underwood's Xtreme Penetrator is the game-changer that proves shot placement and performance matter more than caliber size. Forget everything you think you know about traditional bullets, because the Inceptor ARX isn't one. Instead of a lead core and copper jacket, the ARX is injection molded from a copper polymer blend. It doesn't expand. It doesn't fragment. What it does is move fast and hit like a sledgehammer powered by fluid dynamics. Weighing in at just 56 grains, the ARX leaves the muzzle at an impressive 1,260 feet per second. That's nearly 200 foot-pounds of energy, well above what you'd expect from such a small, soft-shooting cartridge. And thanks to its incredibly light weight, recoil is noticeably reduced. In a tiny gun like the Ruger LCP or Glock 42, that makes a huge difference in control and speed. But the real story here is what happens on impact. The ARX uses 3 radical flutes molded into the nose to displace soft tissue outward in a violent pressure wave. Instead of cutting or expanding, it carves a spiral through gel, pushing material out of the way and creating a permanent wound cavity wider than most FMJs or even inconsistent hollow points. And it stays consistent. Because it doesn't rely on expansion or high pressure, it performs in short barrels, through heavy clothing and across temperature swings, something old-school JHPs still struggle with. In real-world ballistic gel tests, the ARX penetrates around 12 inches, sometimes more, with tumbling that can increase its disruptive power even further. It feeds reliably thanks to its rounded shape, It's non-corrosive and lead-free, and best of all, it won't break the bank. A 25-round box usually comes in under $21, making it one of the most affordable high-performance .380 carry options on the market. If you're looking for a fast, light, and surprisingly powerful load that won't punish your hands or your wallet, the Inceptor ARX might be the most underrated round in the .380 lineup. When most shooters hear hollow point, they picture a deep cavity that expands on impact. But G9 turned that concept inside out, literally. The G9 external hollow point, EHP, ditches the traditional internal cavity for a machined copper bullet with flutes on the outside. The result? Controlled chaos the moment it touches soft tissue. Clocking in at 70 grains and traveling around 1,120 feet per second, this round might not seem intimidating on paper, but the real-world gel tests tell a different story. As soon as the EHP hits, those flutes grab and redirect tissue outward, forming a wide disruption channel without depending on expansion. There's nothing to clog, nothing to fail. Just brutal, consistent performance. In clear gel, it routinely reaches 12 to 14 inches of straight-line penetration, even through denim and other barriers. And unlike traditional hollow points that can deform or lose their jackets, the solid copper G9 stays intact and on course, barrier blind and battle ready. Feeding reliability is another major win. Shaped similarly to an FMJ, the EHP chambers smoothly in pistols known to be picky, like the LCP Max or the Bodyguard 2.0, no jams, no nosedives, no drama. It's not cheap. Boxes typically run between $37 and $43 for 20 rounds. But what you get is peace of mind in a package you can actually shoot and carry comfortably. For many concealed carriers, that's priceless. So if you've ever doubted whether a .380 could deliver true stopping power, the G9 EHP proves that innovation, not just caliber, can change everything. When most ammo makers innovate, they tweak a bullet's shape, jacket, or powder charge. But NOVX didn't just think outside the box. They shredded the box entirely. The NOVX Engagement Xtreme in .380 ACP brings a level of engineering rarely seen in this caliber. At first glance, it looks unlike anything else on the shelf. That's because it is. This round pairs a 56-grain, fluted projectile made of copper polymer with a two-piece case built from stainless steel and aluminum. The result? A screaming fast load that punches way above its weight. In standard pressure, the NOVX clocks in at 1,300 feet per second. The Plus P variant pushes 1,400 FPS, translating into 210 to 240 foot-pounds of energy. Shocking numbers for .380 ACP. That puts it in the same energy territory as some mid-tier 9mm loads, but without the recoil or size penalty. But numbers are just part of the story. This bullet's radial flutes channel fluid away from the path of travel, creating massive wound cavities early in the track, while also staying barrier blind. No expansion necessary. Through heavy fabric, soft tissue, or even bone, the NOVX Engagement maintains straight-line penetration, consistently reaching the 12-inch FBI standard. Another benefit? The hybrid stainless aluminum case. It's stronger than brass, corrosion-resistant, magnetic for easy pickup, and incredibly light. That means smoother cycling, reduced felt recoil, and fewer malfunctions in finicky micro 380s. Recoil, software reliability, solid, innovation. off the charts. Pricing ranges from $24.99 for standard to $26.99 for Plus P, or about $1.25 to $1.35 per round. It's not plinking ammo, but it wasn't designed for that. It's for serious shooters who want next-generation terminal performance in a gun that disappears in a pocket. For those who think .380 is stuck in the past, the NOVX Engagement proves the future is already here, and it's packing flutes, steel, and speed. When the legendary Black Hills Ammunition got their hands on Lehigh Defense's cutting-edge fluted bullet design, they didn't just ride the wave, they refined it. The result? The HoneyBadger .380 ACP, one of the most trusted names in modern defensive ammo. This round brings together two key things every .38 shooter wants: reliability and serious wound potential, without relying on fragile expansion. Let's break it down. The HoneyBadger uses a 60-grain solid copper projectile, machined with deep radial flutes that don't expand. They cut, crush, and displace tissue through raw fluid dynamics. It leaves the muzzle of a compact pistol like the Glock 42 or Ruger LCP Max at around 1,150 feet per second, generating 176 foot-pounds of energy. That might sound modest on paper until you see what it does in ballistic gel. Real-world tests show 12 to 14 inches of penetration, even through denim and synthetic barriers. But the key is the wound cavity: wide, permanent, and consistent. There's no hollow point to clog, no jacket to peel off, just a monolithic slug doing what it was engineered to do: disrupt tissue fast and stay on course. And let's talk about reliability. The HoneyBadger's smooth ogive and short-bearing surface mean it feeds cleanly in nearly any .380 pistol. Whether you're running a SIG P238, a Bodyguard 2.0, or something even smaller, this round keeps your cycles smooth and your shot-to-shot confidence high. It's lead-free, barrier-blind, and built for deep concealment pistols that can't afford a malfunction. Price-wise, a 20-round box usually runs about $29.90, putting it near the top tier, but that's exactly where it belongs. Because when your life depends on your ammo, premium isn't optional, it's essential. The Black Hills HoneyBadger isn't trying to be the loudest, fastest, or most aggressive-looking round on the market. It's simply one of the most proven, most consistent, and most trusted options for turning your so-called mouse gun into a legitimate fight stopper. If you carry .380, the HoneyBadger isn't just an upgrade, it's a statement. Let's face it, .380 ACP used to be a compromise, a caliber you carried when you couldn't carry something better. But not anymore. These 7 overlooked rounds prove that modern engineering, smart materials, and purpose-built design can flip the script on an entire category. We're talking about ammo that penetrates deep through barriers and clothing, disrupts soft tissue with fluted designs, not just outdated expansion, feeds reliably in the smallest point, 380 pistols out there, and delivers performance that rivals budget 9mm hollow points. Whether it's the Underwood Xtreme Defender, the G9 EHP, or the Black Hills HoneyBadger, these loads make .380 a viable, trusted self-defense tool, not just a backup plan. So, which one would you carry? Or maybe there's another .380 load that you think deserves a spot on this list. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your go-to setup. And while you're down there, hit like, share this with your fellow everyday carriers, and subscribe to Firepower with notifications on so you never miss the next caliber myth getting shattered. Because here on Firepower, we don't just chase numbers, we look at what really stops the threat. See you in the next one. Stay sharp, stay prepared.